What's going on, guys? It's Kendo here, and welcome to episode 20 of For the Love of the Game. And with 2 matches left to go in the season, Queen's Park are sitting in 9th place, 1 point clear of relegation as Peterhead take that spot, but also 1 point behind Airdrie, who are clear of anything to do with relegation. So, with these 2 matches against Albion Rovers and Morton, all I'm looking for is to get one more point than Airdrie, to get myself clear and to keep myself up in League One. But before we get to those 2 matches, let's see how we've gotten to this point. And believe me, once I switched to this 5-2-3 tactic, it's been pretty well. It's done pretty well. Out of these 9 matches since our last double live com of Airdrie and Brechin, we've gone 4-2-3. Our wins come against Morton, Forfar, Aloha, and Peterhead. Though all of those wins, except for Forfar, all came at the very late stages of the match. You take a look at this, a 3-2 victory versus Morton. Ryan Waters picking up a brace, but Andy Jackson's goal in the 87th minute was what sealed the victory. As you can see, Morton themselves had a pretty late goal in the 78th minute just to tie the match up. 11 shots, 9 of them on target, and decent amount of possession, pretty even there. So it was a very solid game throughout. The next match was another win versus Forfar. Kenny O'Brien getting the only goal in the 1-0 victory, and that came in the 12th minute. So like I said, it wasn't really late doors goals, but at the same time, with only 3 shots on target, couldn't really do much in the way of trying to get more goals. Yes, we had 11 shots, but 3 of them on target. A little disconcerting. And finishing has been a problem all season for this team. It's just now that we've switched this formation, yes, we've been getting more shots, but unfortunately the finishing still remains a problem. We then followed that up with a 2-2 draw to Berwick. We actually led 2-1 at the half as Andy McKinnon and Christian Gibson picking up goals. Lee Curry on Berwick's side getting both of their goals in the 12th minute with a penalty, and then eventually knotting the match up in the 67th minute. We had less than double their shots and half of their shots on target, relatively even possession, so we were very fortunate to pick up a draw in this case. Then we followed that up with another draw versus Dumbarton, this time 3-3, and we really had to come from behind just to pick up this point, as our first goal wasn't even a goal scored by us. One of Dumbarton's players, I believe it was one of their defenders, scoring for us in the 35th minute. And then getting into the 70th minute, we are already 3-1 down, and then we fired 2 goals in the span of 5 minutes. Kenny O'Brien and Stuart Milne getting the shots and keeping us afloat, keeping us a point, getting some sort of result. It's always good. We took half the amount of shots that Dumbarton did, but 1 more on target. Really interesting with that, but I guess that means Dumbarton just didn't have the same amount of luck or they've been having the same amount of luck that we've had. You know, they've had a lot of shots, just not a lot on target. Their finishing was bad. And decent amount of possession too, so not a bad stat there. We then continued our undefeated run with a 2-1 victory over Aloha. Once again, it was another late goal grab that's caused us to get all 3 points. John Black picking up our first goal in the 37th minute, which is what knotted the match up. And then in the 82nd minute, Andy McKinnon picking up a solid goal to give us all 3 points. Once again, we were in a 5-2-3 formation. You figure we wouldn't be lacking on shots taken, but it's only 6 shots, 3 of them on target. Unfortunately, 2 of them went in to help give us all 3 points. And finally, the last win in this stretch was a 2-1 victory over Peterhead. And this time, it was a late doors own goal as one of their, who is that? Stephen Noble. Stephen Noble is actually one of their strikers. I don't know what one of their forwards was doing back there, but essentially gifted us a goal in the 86th minute to give us all 3 points. Kenny O'Brien, the other goal scorer for us, 9 shots, 5 of them on target, even possession throughout. Not bad at all. And then the 3 losses we had a 3-0 to Albion Rovers, 3-1 to Airdrie, 2-0 to Brechin, and if you take a look in all 3 of these, you see that we didn't factor much into it at all. Not a lot of shots on target, not a lot of possession, just not a lot of anything. As you can see here, 2 shots on target, only one of them going in. Almost 40% possession. We were just completely dominated in this match. And once again, tail of the tape here versus Brechen. After beating them in the live comm, they came back and defeated us 2-0 here, as we were only managing 3 shots on target and 43% possession. Something I don't want to see today versus Albion Rovers and Morton. We need to pick it up and get points if we want to get out of anything relegation. Relegation playoffs are dodgy because, as we've seen in previous seasons, League 2 teams can beat League 1 teams. There's not a lot of disparity between the two leagues, especially between the bottom and the top. So if I get to that point, I'm not all that certain I can actually stay up. So we'll just have to wait and see. Let's get to the first match versus Albion Rovers. They're going to be coming out with a 4-5-1 formation. Of course, we're going to be sticking with the 5-2-3. In net, we'll have Chris McCluskey. Our 3 center backs will be Robertson, Milne, and McLean. The 2 wing backs of Simpson, Jack Simpson, and Mark Baxter. Paul Simpson and Connor Rennie will be sitting in the center. And the 3 strikers up front will have Andy McKinnon, Kenny O'Brien, and Ryan Waters. So let's kick off, see if we can get all 3 points. If not, hope for a draw. We need a result here if we want to continue staying up. Alright, team talks went fairly well, and let's kick off the second to last match of the season, the penultimate match, as we're coming out in our black and white hoops, and Albion Rovers looking in yellow and orange. 12 minutes, just about 13 minutes have gone by in this match, and Albion Rovers looking to have more possession of the ball and looking to do a lot more with it as they are coming into our attacking half with some good passing attack. Something that, of course, we need to have a lot more of as well. But they're running it to perfection, and that's an offside. The ref's holding up his flag. I think he was about a foot offside, so wasn't really too unhappy about that. Knew it was going to get called. Let's encourage the boys. Half an hour gone, and not a lot to talk about, as that shot has been, so far, the only shot taken in this entire game. 3 minutes left in this half, plus stoppage time, and it looked like it was going to be a counter by us after a nice dispossess, but Albion Rovers get it right back and are working their way through the center of the park, and there it is. That's not offside this time, and Albion Rovers get themselves a goal and go up 1-0 right before halftime. It's worth noting Queen's Park have not had a single shot yet today. But we do get a corner. We could get something out of it. McLean, just puts it wide. But we do get another corner out of it. 1 minute of stoppage time on the clock. And get the ball. Rennie throws it in deep, but can't find the Queen's Park player's head. Maybe we can have one final attack going forward, but it's snuffed out by Albion Rovers, and that's going to be the half. So we go into the locker room only 1 down. It's not bad at all, but definitely need to do something better. Chris. Okay, they said probably throw long passes forward, more direct passing. So let's go with that, and let's try and get a goal here in this second 45. Right. Yeah, it is interesting to note that the 3 shots that we've had were all in that last minute flurry right before halftime. So not very indicative of how we've been playing, as we've been very, very uninspired in trying to get a goal. And this is all still from the kickoff highlight. Not even a minute into halftime, or into the second half, excuse me, and Albion Rovers are still pushing forward. And there it is, finally ending that highlight. Tell everyone to push forward. We do have a throw in. 54 minutes on the clock. We need to find some space through the center. Simpson to Rennie, who finds O'Brien. He is onside, and he knots the match up at 1 apiece. Kenny O'Brien, who's proving to be a very effective mid-season acquisition. Excuse me. Same thing with John Black. John Black's been doing well for us in the 10 matches that he's been playing. Okay, time to make some subs. People are getting tired. We're going to bring on David Sinclair for Simpson. Mike Alexander's coming on for Mark Baxter. And Stuart Milne has not been playing all that well today. But I should probably throw another striker up just to see if we can get one more goal. So Andy McKinnon's going to be coming off. Andy Jackson's making his way onto the pitch. And with 10 minutes left, let's see if we can steal another goal. And try and see if we can't try to get all 3 points here today. But with 6 minutes and stoppage time left, Albion Rovers on the attack. Stuart Milne getting... he's going to get carded. Oh, it's a straight red. I wouldn't have given him that. He got straight redded. Kenny O'Brien is a midfielder by trade, so I'm going to drop him down to the midfield. But with 6 minutes left, hold on. I should not be going to try for attacking. I should be more defensive. And, yeah, get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Alright, so with 6 minutes left to go in this match, we are now down to 10 men. We got to hope that Albion Rovers don't capitalize. Free kick comes in, and he was offside. Great job. He was offside on the free kick. Well, 3 minutes of stoppage time nearly come and gone. It's going to look like that we will come away with a point here. Don't know where the table is going to stand after today. Oh, but Albion Rovers making a late gasp, but a ball goes out, and that's full time. 1-1 here at Hampton Park. It did okay. Unlucky, but we did okay. But Stuart Milne he's a very important part to our team, and not having him for the final match is going to be infuriating. He's a solid member at the back. That draw does put us into 10th place. I guess Peterhead won their match, so they leapfrog over us, and now we need to win our last match if we want any chance to get out of the relegation zone. So that's going to be some fun times as we take on a Morton side. And I think Morton, if I take a look at the table, Morton are sitting in 2nd place. They're already in the playoffs, and we just need to try and figure out a way to get 3 points to get us out of the relegation zone. So when we come back, final match versus Morton. Will we stay up, or will we go back down and end the series, essentially? Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Alright, and here we go. We're hosting the final match of the season versus Morton. 665 people coming out to Hampton Park to see us in the final game. Hopefully we can give the fans some hope to try and stay up into League One. So there you go. You see Stuart Milne is suspended, so he's coming out. And I honestly think Danny McNulty is going to be solid as a replacement. I could always throw in like Andy McLean, but I think McLean's already in there. Don't really have anybody else in center back except for Christian Gibson, and Christian Gibson is fully fit, so I'm going to start him. Paul Simpson is going to make way for Jack Downey, and for everybody else, looks like I'm going to keep everybody else as is. Jordan Garn's injured, I can't bring him on. John Black's been doing okay, and Andy Jackson okay as well. Actually, Andy Jackson on for Ryan Waters. So there we go. This is going to be, those are the only changes I'm going to make. So let's kick off and pray and hope that we can win and possibly stay up. All right, team talks are over. Let's kick off and see what happens. And there, I did make one little addition to the stream as the league table is now in effect, and we're going to bring it down here. Queen's Park, of course, need a victory if they want to get into ninth place at the very least. Peterhead currently losing. There's just going to be so many things going on. Dumbarton currently winning their match. Forfar and Airdrie both losing theirs. We come forward and wow, okay. Andy Jackson picking up a goal, and right now, as you can see in the league table, actually I'll bring it up over here, we will be currently sitting in ninth place if the result holds, and already we're on another attack. 25 minutes in, Simpson to Downey down in the box, gets it back, Simpson down in the box, everyone is dying in the box and no penalties are called. Doesn't matter, as Jack Downey slots it home, and Queen's Park have doubled their lead. It's 2-0 now. I really have to hope for a Dumbarton loss, because Dumbarton losing would put them at 41, and we would leapfrog over them. But as it stands right now, we're going to be moving into the relegation playoffs. 2 minutes of stoppage time for the half. One of them is passed, so there's going to be something going on here. It's not over yet. Yes, we're up 2-0, but Morton are starting to drive, and they're looking for a last-second halftime goal, and that was really, really close. Just wide of the post. And we go into half 2-0 up, so definitely keep it up. Keep it up, and don't get complacent. Stay focused. Everyone's doing good. All right? Kick off. Second 45. Let's go. Got to watch out for Baxter there. He's on a yellow. Don't want to go down to 10 men. O'Brien's not doing all that well. Let me sub him out for John Black. You know, I'm going to do that right now. John Black's coming in for Kenny O'Brien. Baxter and McLean not looking all that hot either. 61 minutes gone. Well, we had a throw in, but we gifted it right to a Morton player. Morton I was going to say an equalizer. No, they just cut it to 2-1 now. And I think I'm going to make that sub. Michael Alexander coming on for Baxter, and Dan McNulty coming on for Andy McLean. Yes, with 28 minutes left, I'm using up all three of my subs. And with minus 24 goal difference, as you can see, there is no way we would ever have tied with Forfar, or whoever it was down there. I think it was Airdrie. Corner kick, it's coming in. It falls to Christian Gibson. And Christian Gibson, whoa, he was offside. Didn't look offside. Can honestly say it did not look offside. Okay, Airdrie are sitting on 42 points. And there's no way that we can... Uh-oh. Ruh-roh, Raggy. Yeah, this is going to be a problem, as now I got to move Stuart Downey to the middle. I'll move John Black down there. And it looks like a smiley face formation. But since I've made all my subs already, I gotta sit the next 14 minutes with just 10 men on the pitch. And actually, I'm attacking. I don't want to be attacking. I want to be defensive. Drop some of these back. Work into the box. All right. 12 minutes left to go in the game, and as it stands right now, if we hold the result, hell, even if we draw, currently Peterhead, get it out of there. Some interesting defending going on there. Even if we hold this result, even if we get a draw, Peterhead are losing their match, and we would still end up in 9th place, meaning we would go into the relegation playoff zone. I really would have liked for Dumbarton to lose their match because we would have leapfrogged over them. But as it stands right now, we are not directly out of League One. We can still stay up through the playoff system. 3 minutes of stoppage time left in this match as we get a late throw in deep in our area. Whoa, long shot. A good save. Good double save by Newman. Keeping the victory on us. Corner came in, and with 3 minutes of stoppage time come and gone, Queen's Park get the victory, and Queen's Park are still up for now. We're still up for now. We did jump back into 9th place, so that means we are going to be in the relegation playoff zone. We're in the relegation playoffs. That means, who are we going to be facing? We're going to be facing off, oh boy. This was a tough team back in League 2. So having to face off against East Fife in the relegation playoffs is going to be just as bad, if not worse. So when we come back, we're going to be taking on East Fife in the relegation playoffs. Hell, next episode, if we go all the way to the finals, if we move on from East Fife, we're going to live com those matches as well. So you're going to get up to 4 matches next episode. So take a look at the schedule. Who else is in the relegation playoffs? Who else wants to come up? Arbroath and East Stirlingshire. So if we make it past East Fife, we have either Arbroath or East Stirlingshire waiting for us. So when we come back, like I said, up to 4 matches. Hopefully we can stay up. If not, end of series. So, with that in mind, I'd like to thank you all very much for watching. If you like what you saw, please hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. Comments, suggestions, questions, anything else, please leave in the comment box below. But as always, this is Gendo, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, and peace out.